Hi, I'm Sean Clare. I'm a math major at Bloomsburg University, and today I will be talking about the militarization of space. As humans have become increasingly reliant on space-based technologies, governments have used the final frontier to get an upper hand in intelligence and battle. This includes the U.S. Space Force and some of its foreign equivalents, and I will be going over the missions of each of these organizations, the development of anti-satellite weapons, and the potential use of space debris as a weapon. First, the history and function of the U.S. Space Force. The U.S. Space Force was established in December 2019 by Donald Trump. It was created to serve the growing reliance on space-based technology and communications infrastructure. This includes intelligence infrastructure used by the government. The overall goals of the U.S. Space Force are space superiority, or maintaining safety for troops on the ground, which includes GIS technologies in satellites, overviewing battles, which could potentially save U.S. soldiers, and also to defend soldiers on the ground from other space-based threats. The second goal is global mission operations. This is simply organizing all space operations, which includes intelligence operations in space, communications, and navigation equipment. Basically anything going on in space is covered by their global missions operations. And finally is space access, which is just ensuring the U.S. can use the space domain for its operations via controlling satellites and organizing launches for their satellites. Although the U.S. military is ahead of every other military in basically every degree, the U.S. was actually one of the most recent militaries to establish a space force. Some of these foreign equivalents include the VKS of Russia and the People's Liberation Army Aerospace Force, or PLAAF, of China. The VKS was established in 2015, which was a merging of Russia's Air Force and Space Force, as their Space Force had been dissolved and reestablished many different times since the Soviet Union collapsed in 1991. The VKS covers all of Russia's space and aerospace operations. This includes any sort of planes, satellites, air defense, so ground-to-air missiles, communication systems, electronic warfare, and any space systems. This is essentially all of Russia's air and space functions. Next is the PLAAF of China. Little is known or put on the internet of the PLAAF, but it seems to consist of cyberspace and space capabilities like that of the U.S. Space Force. And it most likely includes space-based surveillance, targeting, and offensive systems. As these countries increase their presence in space, the desire to sabotage other countries' space systems arises. This has been seen in the US, Russia, and China. The US has displayed an increasing interest in developing ASAT technologies, seen in the Golden Dome for America plan, which is a plan to create a space-based interceptor for enemy satellites in orbit over the US. This would be a weapon or system of weapons that could destroy surveillance satellites or satellite-based weapons that are flying or orbiting over the US. However, there's no other official anti-satellite weapons that the US has shown to the public, but the US certainly has the capability to create and deploy these weapons. And there has been some intelligence of research and development in high energy counterspace lasers, which could be included in the Golden Dome for America plan. Next is Russia. There is some evidence of a new anti-satellite program, and in the past, Russia has shown anti-satellite capabilities by destroying a satellite in low Earth orbit earlier in the 2000s. And it would be likely that Russia is also developing space-based electronic warfare capabilities. Finally, China's anti-satellite weapon development is also not really that available on the internet, but there is a definite program in China for developing anti-satellite capabilities, and they are expected to be more mature than Russia's capabilities. I briefly mentioned Russia's ability and demonstration of destroying a satellite in low Earth orbit. This is frowned upon because destroying a satellite in orbit creates an astronomical amount of debris. And this leads to the potential to use space debris as a weapon. Kinetic anti-satellite weapons, or hit-to-kill weapons, are weapons that destroy satellites simply by colliding with them at high speeds. So something launched from the ground or from another satellite hitting a different satellite at high speeds would dismantle the satellite completely and create millions of small debris that, while moving at high speeds, would be catastrophic to satellite networks that are vital for day-to-day life on Earth, such as communications and internet. Even debris only 1 centimeter in diameter, traveling at 17,000 miles an hour, which would be an average speed for how fast this debris would be going, can destroy satellites and are impossible to track. Basically, when a missile hits one of these satellites, the orbiting satellite is already going as fast as the Earth is rotating, which is faster than anything would get on the ground. And there's no drag to hold the debris back from flying off in Earth's orbit. And this debris is impossible to track, as I said, and impossible to defend against. Anything that is hit in space by even debris 1 centimeter in diameter would instantly be destroyed, or there's going to be a really big hole in it. This could include civilian-based satellites or space stations like the International Space Station. As these countries continue their steady development of space-based warfare, we can only guess the implications these new technologies will have on the future of warfighting.